Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream for the Bremen Regional Championships for the Pokemon Trading Card Game. I'm Nick Pierce, I'm here with Lydia, and these guys, we actually got started so quick that they actually went ahead of us, so we had to sort of want to transition to the game as quickly as possible. We got Mees, Brenninkmeijer on the left against, not Mark Partels, it might be the other Mark H, but it's Mark, well, what's actually his... Oh, I lost his surname. Mark Hostrup, that's it.
Mark Hostrup.
But yeah, and it looks like this is going to be a mirror of a deck we've not seen yet on stream, so Golisopod.
Oh.
Okay.
Nice we get to see Golisopod even that late in the tournament.
Yeah.
So we could show you all relevant decks,
yeah, definitely.
I guess.
Yeah, definitely. We
haven't had Greninja so far, but...
No. We see there, so just to catch up with where we've been so far, Mark started, played an N, benched a couple of things, passed. Now Mees is playing a Bridget, benching some Wimpods, and, actually maybe changing his mind on that. Both of these players, by the way, are 5-1-1. We originally were going to feature a different match, but those players decided to ID, so this was our sort of next choice, essentially, for what to show.
Exactly, this was our backup match.
Yeah.
So, let's see what's happening here. It's still Mees' turn, I believe.
Yeah, it is. He's still played the Bridget. Of course, the Wimpod normally has a retreat cost of 3, but with the Wimp Out ability, during your first turn, it retreats for nothing. So he's able to retreat into that Tapu Koko, which is really good. So then next turn, he can evolve into the Golisopod and use that first impression attack, doing 120 damage if the Golisopod becomes active that turn, which is the whole reason why Golisopod is a appealing card.
Exactly.
Yeah. So going back to Mark's turn, he does have the Golisopod ready to go in hand, so he actually will, assuming he gets the energy, which I don't see it yet, but if he does get it, then he could just attach that and actually first impression, taking the first knockout on Mees' Tapu Koko, which is pretty good.
Definitely.
Yeah. In fact, actually thinking about it, it's good for 2 reasons. First of all, it means that Mees needs another float stone in order to, not either another Koko or a float stone to retreat something to trigger the first impression extra damage, but then also it's just the first prize, so pretty good start for Mark here, and again showing the advantage of going first in a mirror matchup like this.
So let's see what Mark is doing here. He was able to
Ultra Ball for a second Golisopod.
Yeah.
So he has 2 out now. Pretty good. He's not sure what he's looking for now. He's actually
he's retreating for a Drampa.
Interesting.
And using a Guzma for the Tapu Koko again and just passing.
Wait, does that leave Mark with no cards in hand though?
I believe it.
But he just Ultra Balled, so why wouldn't he? Oh, maybe he has all his Lele's prized.
Ooh.
If that's the case, that is brutal.
This is really hard.
Yeah.
So all he can do is hoping for an energy and then big wheel GX.
Yeah, basically.
Or hoping to draw a supporter.
Yeah, that's actually really harsh for Mark, and it's quite clever that I think he realized that, if he left the Koko active, then Mees could do a first impression very easily. Yeah. But Mees has his own Guzma, so it just doesn't matter. Yeah, Mees bringing up his Mark's Golisopod with his own off the Guzma, and first impression for 120 damage.
Yeah, that's huge. Let's see what. Was this another Guzma?
I think it was. He's gonna play it, but
and again on the Trubbish.
It seems to me fairly obvious that with the Golisopod with next to play 4 Guzma, so it's likely to draw, but another float stone. And Mark just concedes.
Is scooping.
Oh, what is it with these quick games, Lydia? Recently, first the Metagross mirror twice, now this. It's
crazy. I'm sorry, guys.
we can't control what happens in the game, sadly. Yeah, another very quick win, and the other way around.
Yeah.
No,
sorry.
No, it's okay. Mees does win game 1, and we move on to a very quick game 2. A very, very unfortunate turn of events for Mark.
Well, I guess we're safe to say we will see a full series of games.
Yeah, unless there's a very, very long game 2 or 3. But with Golisopod, this seems unlikely. It's not like it's a bit of a setup deck, but it's not to the same level of the Metagrosses and the Gardevoirs of this world, where you have to take several turns, or even the Decidueyes, which takes even longer.
Yeah, Golisopod is only a stage 1, and you don't need that. You just need 1 energy to start attacking. So that fastens it up a bit.
It does. It's funny how they. Part of me feels like the reason that they gave Guzma the effect they did and made Golisopod have the attack it did was because they almost like synergized perfectly with each other. Like, I feel like they probably did that on purpose.
Probably.
Yeah. Just because, like, oh yeah, you got to play Golisopod and Guzma together, given that Golisopod is Guzma's signature Pokemon. But yeah, going into game 2, looks like Mark's first draw is a mulligan.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to shuffle in. Hopefully next time we will actually be able to get something. He's gonna hope for just a better start than that from last time. Just we didn't actually get to see if he had his Lele's prize or not, but I assume because he had the Ultra Ball, but he got the Golisopod, so it must have been
probably.
Yeah. Unless he just missed something, but
I wonder why he didn't show his prize cards, because usually if you're very unlucky, you kind of show it your opponent.
Yeah, I guess he just didn't want to give information away for counts in his deck. He's just thinking there's no point revealing that sort of stuff. I think it's fairly it's fairly obvious what happened to. Yeah, right. Anyway, so looks like Mark's gonna start with a Trubbish. Interestingly, opting for the one from Guardians Rising rather than the break point one. Yeah, the acid spray. Normally most decks tend to play only the Acid Spray one, or maybe they play one of the Guardians Rising one, because normally Acid Spray is just more desired, but maybe Mark's thinking, no, I'd rather just... well, actually, we don't know what his other Troubishes are. Maybe he's playing all that. We'll see.
But most of the time, it's not
doesn't really matter. Exactly. And also, Mark's already off to a better start. He does have the Bridget ready to go, so he's able to get himself what looks to be 2 Impods and the Coco promo.
Yep.
So
there you go.
Yeah, much better. And he's got a Grass Energy as well, so yeah, much better start from Mark's side.
Yeah. Mees does not have the ideal start. He's starting with a Lele. You don't want to see that, but he has a second Lele and probably going for a Bridget
as well,
finding himself some more basic Pokemon.
Yeah, probably going to do very similar to Mark, actually. Probably going to grab 2 Wimpods and a Coco promo, or 3 Wimpods. One of those 2.
Probably.
Or maybe... Oh, is the Bridget prized?
Oh.
That could be bad. Or maybe he might just be thinking.
Maybe.
Because he's looking at his hand. Normally not a good sign, though.
I think the Bridget is prized.
Yeah, I think so, too.
So now he has to decide what he wants to do, if he's going for an M or maybe a Sycamore. I believe that's the decision he's now making.
Yeah.
Is he willing to get rid of his hand cards and draw a few more cards, or is he rather going for the N and saving the resources?
I think, given the amount of stuff in there...
He's going for the Sycamore.
He is. I've actually noticed that Mees tends to favour going for stuff like this. So I remember he definitely has, I don't know what to say about like mega aggressive playstyle, but if there's like a slightly more aggressive option, he will usually go for it, even with like, say... now that you have like not as much versus seekers and stuff, he still thinks a lot of the time it's still worth it for the extra card. And from looking at what he's discarded as well, it looks like his discards actually aren't the end of the world. So we didn't get to look properly before. But I think,
there were a few energies in there.
But
he hasn't played. Now he's playing the Sycamore.
Oh, actually,
so, it does not look like the end of the world.
Yeah, no, I've actually seeing properly what he had. The Sycamore was 100% correct. I thought he had like lots of other stuff which he. Excuse me, wouldn't be able to play.
Bless you.
There we go. Right, that should have muted. If not, then you guys have heard of that anyway. But that didn't work. All I did was increase the score time. But whoops. No, okay, looks like our mute button isn't working now anyway. That's. I feel a bit silly now. Oh well.
Don't feel silly.
Gotta sneeze.
Okay, let's see what's happening here.
It's back to Mark, and he's played an N. So, Mark has access to more of his... he has more access to more Wimpods, so, and it looks like... Oh, he's actually managed to evolve a Golisopod already, so that's really good for him. So he will, again, be able to... Well, not again, but he will be able to this time to do the first attack, the first impression. Mees, on the other hand, he's actually got considering everything, he's actually got a decent start as well. He has 1 Wimpod down and a Trubbish, so he has sort of access to both of those as options, and he knows that they're both safe because Mark has already played the end, so Guzma will not be an option either.
Yeah, it's same as in the last mirror match. It's whoever can attack first, and whoever has the better start
and whoever
is
misses,
likely to win.
Yeah, and whoever misses the least as well. is a really big factor. Although I feel like, unlike with Metagross, I feel like there's a little bit more wiggle room with this deck because it's a bit less linear. You have multiple different attacking options. So
That's true.
With Metagross, although you can sometimes do other things, normally you just want to, discard energy, retreat, attack, max potion.
That's true. You don't have a lot of options in Metagross, and here you're way more flexible.
Yeah, it's not as many, but this with the Golisopod Garbodor deck, I said, something maybe you can Trash Launch, maybe you Acid Spray, maybe you do First Impression. You could even do Energy Drive, and maybe even sometimes you could do Golisopod's other 2 attacks. Of course, it has. In case you don't know, so Armor Press.
And you have the Tapu Koko.
Yes, exactly. You forgot about that. So Golisopod's second attack, Armor Press, does 100 damage, and then next turn it takes 20 less from attacks.
Yeah.
So that can sometimes be enough to sort of stop your opponent from getting a KO on you. And then Crossing Cut, the GX attack, or Crossing Cut GX, does 150 and lets you switch one of your bench Pokemon, which can sometimes be. It means you can get a one-hit knockout on something like 180 HP Lele, for example, and you don't have to you're not forced into the 2-shot with the First Impression.
Yep.
So we actually have a familiar guest with us here in the commentary room right now. Do you want to come over and say hello and talk over the game?
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know what happened, but I'm going to sleep now. I have a cold, so I will regain my energy.
So if you haven't noticed him, it's David Hochmann.
Good dog.
He's the legend himself, and another TPCI commentator on occasion.
I was judging junior seniors already. I have to fill out like this qualification thing that took 1 whole hour, and I have a cold, so now I go back and judge the League Cup tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night, David.
Okay, let's get back into the game.
Yes, let's
see what's happening. I believe it's Mees. No, it's still Mark's turn.
Yeah, he's just looking for his deck for something.
I think he played. He's playing an N.
Yeah, now
he just played a heavy ball.
Okay, that makes sense. I know. I think he grabbed the Wimpod off that. Okay, that makes sense. So
Marcus is now a Trubbish active with a Float Stone attached to it, which is pretty good. That's where he wants the Float Stone to be. He can retreat the Trubbish for a Golisopod.
Yeah, and he can start putting this pressure on. He can do a First Impression. In fact, does that... Oh, if he hits a Choice Band, he could actually get a knockout with Crossing Cut, but I don't know if he hit the Choice Band or not. Doesn't look like he did.
It doesn't look like it.
Otherwise,
he would have attached it straight away.
Fair enough. So instead, it looks like he might be going for... Yeah, it looks like he's gone for Armor Press. So, as I said before, Armor Press does 100 damage, and then next turn, any attacks done to you do 20 less. So this is actually kind of big, because if you Armor Press twice, and then the Golisopod player First Impressions you twice without a Choice Band, it's actually not a 2-shot knockout. So, and especially with the Lele is only doing 80 right now, so actually currently do 60. It could actually make a difference to the numbers. Of course,
it could make a difference because...
Yeah, all I was going to say is it's kind of rude. If Mace hits Choice Band once, then it's still a 2-shot. But it's still, it makes sense.
Mace has no Choice Band so far, so...
Yeah, exactly. Right, what is going on next?
They played another N, I guess.
Yeah, Mace did.
Mace's turn.
Yeah, so...
Mace is retreating.
Yeah, discarding. I'm going to bring it up, and... Looks like, it's going to be First Impression, and it's only going to be 100. In fact, Mace didn't even realise.
Yeah.
And this is actually what we talked about, especially with this Golisopod, actually, because it's got a Float Stone on it, so Mace can't even Choice Band it. He needs to get another energy, another Golisopod, and a Choice Band. Well, again... He could Field Blow himself, but it doesn't make too much sense. No, it doesn't. And also, I guess, as well, that assumes that Mark does Armor Press again, which he hasn't. He's just done the Guzma and just done First Impression with his other Golisopod, which, of course, also makes sense.
That's true.
Right, so Mace, he does have he Trash Launch Garbodor out now. So, and, another Guzma, so, yeah. On the damaged Golisopod. Yeah, so the Armor Press, unfortunately, not working out this time because Mace was able to get the 2-shot, because now First Impression will do 120, which will be enough to KO the 210 HP Golisopod. Take 2 prizes now. Back to Mark as he brings up the Tapu Koko promo. And, it's pretty much just like a war of First Impressions at this point. Yeah. eventually, I guess one way the mirror can sort of go one way or the other is if someone misses tempo and only does first impression for say 30.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it's kind of bad because you have to free shot instead of 2 shot, which is not ideal.
Definitely not. I mean, you lose a whole round, and usually in a mirror match, you do not want to lose a whole round.
No, absolutely. Like as soon as you fall one turn behind, that's like the big tempo swing that you need to just make things really good again. Oh, and Ace of Roller as well. That's another. Forgot another card I forgot about. That is really huge because essentially like resetting what can be done. And I think this is another big factor in who.
This was actually a pretty smart Oyster because Mees didn't lose anything. He could just evolve into Golisopod again, put down the basic, attach an energy, and he has the exact board as before, just without damage. Yeah,
it's really, really cool. And I think Mark is probably wishing that he has an Acerola of his own right now. Oh, he does. Oh. Okay, so it's fine for him. Yeah. Again, like I said before, with these mirrors, it's just going eventually someone is going to miss, and then the person who misses is going to fall behind, and then that's pretty much how the game is going to end. But until then, pretty much same sort of thing. Evolve, retreat, bringing the Golisopod out to first impression. Oh, and another Ace. Yep. And Mark's just like, yep, that's how it goes sometimes. And this is looking very, very repetitive. I'm getting deja vu. I don't know about you, Lydia.
Let's see if Mark can get another Acerola.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Looks like Mees actually not going to attack straight away, opting to Ultra Ball. Gonna probably find himself maybe. Looks like he's got access to a second type of Coco promo if he wants to have that just as a free retreating option. And that is what he's going to go for. It was always going to be either that or a Wimpod, but I think he's fine where he is right now. He only really needs 2. Doesn't really need 3 out, so he doesn't need 3 Golisopods out. So I think this is absolutely fine. And there you go, first impression. Oh, did he? I think Mark might have actually drawn the Acerola. Yeah!
Oh, another Acerola.
that was literally his top deck as well. I think I saw it. So really, really strong top deck. And now he's going to bring up the Golisopod again. And again, first impression. Does Mees have the third Acerola? This is the key. This is the key question here.
That would be so ridiculous.
That would.
But he hasn't placed the damage yet, so it seems like he has not attacked yet.
He's doing the same as Mees. He's like doing an Ultra Ball before attacking. Although, it'll be interesting to see where he goes for, actually. He's looking...
Yeah, maybe he's going for a third Golisopod.
Yeah, this makes sense. There's a Lele he has an option to access as well, second Trubbish.
And it also does not leave the small basic on the bench. Oh, he's going for Garbodor. Maybe he's going to discard it.
He actually has a Trubbish on the bench with the Floatstone still.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So he's going to bench the Lele in his hand, one to tag first, because obviously you can't do that afterwards. To get the Acerola ready for the next turn, of course. Oh, that's actually pretty big. And not only that, but...
That also kind of forces Mees to end him.
Yeah, which means he can't Acerola, which is actually almost just as impactful. And not only that, but with the Garbotoxin now down, once Mark takes a KO... Even with a bench slot free, Mees won't be able to. I mean, he does have the third Acerola, which is still pretty good. But
Mark is laughing.
But no, that's actually really strong because it means that Mees isn't free later on to do a Lele for an N, for example, or for a 4th Acerola, and that is 3 out of 4 gone. Now, what does Mark respond with? A Grass Energy, and there,
Acerola.
We knew he had it, so it's to be expected. And now we're going to see where the temporary lies because Mees has used free Acerola, so has Mark. What does Mees draw for his turn? The Acerola again! Oh my goodness! What a absolute beast!
So I think that was the 4th Acerola.
Yeah,
so
it was.
Are no Acerolas left.
That was literally, Lydia, 4 turns in a row of Mees using Acerola. That is ridiculous. Okay, this time Mark has a Guzma.
So no Acerola for Mark.
No, but it's still fine. He can do first impression, take a knockout, but it's only for 1 prize. So Mees has a potential to force into a 7-prize game, although he does have 2 more non-EX left, no, 2 more non-GXs out, so maybe Mees can play it clever in a way where he can force Mark to, you know, still play the 7-prize game, even though there's options there to take 1 prize. And yeah, now Mees is out of Acerolas definitely, so Sycamore goes down. Looks like, what was he having? Yeah, he does find a Rainbow Energy. I think the really strong thing for both these players as well is that actually neither of them have played a huge amount of items. So the Mees has that Garbodor already with the Trash Launch and the Rainbow Energy, but I mean, there's no tracker that we can see, but I honestly don't think there's been that many items played from Mark's side.
No, basically they just played Acerola and attacked.
Yeah, a lot. First impression there from Mees. Now, Mark still does have access to one more Acerola. Whether he hits it or not is another matter, but we know he still has one left, so...
If it's not priced.
If it's not priced.
He's going for a rescue stretcher now, putting back some resources into his deck.
Yeah, looks like he's eyeing up a Wimpod, a Golisopod. You know, actually, it's funny. I think if I was Marker, I would think about not doing this right now, because Mees doesn't have that many prizes left to take. All you're really doing at this point is putting more dead cards into your deck, and putting another item in the discard for Garbodor. Actually,
yeah, that's true.
Because you have enough attackers to see you through the rest of the game. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing you really need.
No, I'm not quite sure I get that.
His bench is full, so he also can't play it down. Now he's going for a Sycamore. Maybe he's low in cards in his deck and...
Worried about deck out. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of that maybe he's a bit worried about. Especially, I guess, since he was going to Sycamore the thing away anyway. And it looks like Mees is just doing a quick counter with the items. It'd be good if we get a die out just to see how many in there, but
it didn't look like a lot.
No. Right. Down goes a Grass Energy on Mark's side. Is Mark actually going to miss the first impression for 120? I think he might be.
So.
Yeah, 30. Here we go. Mark's the first one to miss. This could be big, especially because Mees has a Float Stone on that Golisopod. So if he can find a second Golisopod, evolve the bench Wimpod, retreat in first impression, it's actually really big. And there's the Ultra Ball. Is there one in his deck? Yes, there is. Okay, this is the big moment. I think this might actually be the point where Mees takes the game.
Yeah, because the Golisopod is damaged already. So if you guys can't see the dices, I believe there are 120 damage on the Golisopod, so that's the knockout. Yeah.
As we see, Mees actually attaching a second Rainbow Energy, so probably thinking, maybe want to finish the game with a Crossing Cut, which actually makes sense.
Mees just played a Field Blower.
Ooh, that's big. That's big as well.
So he can now use abilities again, and he added 2 more item cards to Mark's discard pile, which increases the damage output of his Garbodor.
Yeah. And let's not forget as well, there is another Golisopod on the bench with 120 damage already on it. Mees is in a very good position to win this game now.
Definitely.
It's he has won the Tempo War in the mirror so far, and unless Mark can find some kind of response, the problem is, I think the way Mark would best respond here is with the Trash Latch Garbodor. He doesn't have one, so he just can't do that. The only Garbodor he has out is the Garbotoxin one, and right now even that's a liability because, the Field Blower there kind of helpful for him because he was able to get one. Yeah, he's going to grab the Acerola, just going to take those easy prizes off the board, but even then, all Mees needs is a Guzma plus an Energy and a Choice Band to just knock out a Lele with Crossing Cut to win anyway.
That's true.
It's not a good position to be in if you're Mark.
Definitely not.
Let's see what he makes of it. Down goes a Wimpod, another Energy. If I'm Mark here, maybe instead of doing that, I might think about just
keeping it in the hand because it's an easy price. But actually, it doesn't harm him if Mees is KOing him because that would also force Mees to think it's a 7 price game.
Yeah,
so.
it would. Okay. No, Mark is actually... Sorry, I thought that was a Golisopod. It's actually a Dramper, so actually he's doing Righteous Edge. That's actually really cool. That makes a lot of sense. So, now that makes that... Oh, he has DCE. Okay, he's going to check to see if he has a Choice Band left.
It looks like it.
In fact, he might actually be able to guarantee it if he has a Sycamore in hand.
I believe he has, and I believe he took the Pokemon out so he could guarantee that he's drawing all his all his deck.
Yeah. So let's see how many cards is it.
Oh.
If he misses, like a minimal chance he misses, I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
So, choice band, crossing cut for 180, taking the last 2 prizes, and that is the game. Mees takes the game 2-0. I think Mark didn't realize. He was like, forgot about that, you know.
But honestly, there's nothing Mark could really do about it.
No, that really, I mean, that mirror match, no one drew dead there. It was just, you know, that little bit of the miss, like, again, like we said at the beginning, whoever misses first, misses that tempo in the beginning, just ends up losing the match, and that is absolutely what happened here. So, Mees is going to be very happy about that. He's going to move on to 6-1-1, so that pretty much solidifies him for day 2. It just needs one more round to go. Maybe he might ID, or he might even just play it just to get an extra win to make him more likely to make top 8 in day 2. In fact, we can ask him about that right now because we're going to get him in for an interview. So don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back.
So hi guys, I'm here with the winner of the last round, Miss Brenninkmeijer. So you played Golisopod?
Yes, Golisopod Garbodor.
Okay. How did you feel your last match was going?
It was actually a very interesting match. The first game we both didn't draw too well, but I think I made it seem like I drew well to my opponent, so it's like I have no chance anymore. Scoop. Then the second game was really weird with all the ace roulettes being played. I was like, I had one ace roll in my hand, I think, and then I drew 2 of my prizes.
Yeah.
And then one of my cards for turn, I was like, yeah, I guess there's nothing else I can really do than play this 4 times.
Yeah, we saw that. When you hit the 4th as a roller, Nick was screaming like, "Whoa, how can this happen?"
Yeah, well, it's Pokemon. Funny stuff happens.
Yeah. So you're at 6 or 1?
6-1-1.
6-1-1. You're in a pretty good position for day 2.
Yes.
So how did your day went so far?
Well, very long day. The tournament is running kind
Yeah.
of slow. I actually started off against my worst matchup, Volcanion, but I somehow beat it, so that was nice. Then I lost to my friend Joe. I think he's still doing very well, actually, currently. I'm not sure. Yeah, and all my other matches, I played against a bunch of different decks. This was actually the first deck that I played twice against, the Golisopod Garbodor. But I was quite surprised to see people cut Trash Lens instead of, and just playing like all grass, no rainbow. But I guess it worked out for them.
Probably. So did you playtest your deck a lot?
Yeah, I actually playtested a lot before this tournament.
And who did you playtest with?
I usually just play online.
Okay. Good. So is there anyone you want to say hi to or anything like that?
Not specifically. Shout out to my whole team, of course. Mark Lutz for playing the exact same deck today. So I hope he does well. I actually don't know how his last round went, but I hope.
He seemed quite happy in between rounds.
That's
so
rare with Mark. So
you must still be in a good position for day 2.
Yes.
So good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you, and see you later.